I thought it was just another ordinary day on campus, the kind where the most dangerous thing you could do was forget your homework. I didn't expect a simple request to spiral into the nightmare that would change everything. She smiled, holding a clipboard like it was nothing, asking me to sign a petition. "It's harmless," she said. Her eyes sparkled with charm, and I believed her instantly. I had no reason to doubt her, no reason to question the words on that page. I signed it casually, not realizing that my signature would become a trap, a ticket to being accused of something I didn't understand, something I didn't deserve. That day, the campus felt alive and welcoming. By nightfall, it would feel like a cage. I walked away from her with a sense of satisfaction, thinking I had done a good deed. Signing the petition felt harmless, like helping someone with a small favor. I didn't read it. I didn't question it. Trust felt easy back then. The campus stretched ahead, familiar and comforting, yet somewhere deep inside, a subtle unease began to gnaw at me, almost like the first hint of a storm on the horizon. By the time I reached the library, I had almost forgotten about the petition. But a faint anxiety lingered, a whisper telling me that something might not be right. I told myself it was paranoia, that I had done nothing wrong. Yet, the papers in my backpack suddenly felt heavier, as if they carried more than just ink. Later, I saw her again, Maya surrounded by a cluster of students, clipboard in hand, laughing as if nothing had happened. Her charm was effortless, and I wondered how someone could make deception feel so natural. The thought made my stomach twist. Did she know what she had done to me? Or was it all part of a game I wasn't even aware I was playing? That night, as I lay in my dorm, I tried to shake off the feeling of unease. The petition seemed innocent, harmless, and yet a shadow crept over my thoughts. I didn't know it yet, but this one small action would set off a chain of events that no apology could fix, no explanation could reverse. By morning, my world would begin to unravel. The next day, campus felt strangely quiet, almost as if it had shifted in tone. I saw Maya again, clipboard tucked under her arm, laughing with a group of students. She waved at me, and I waved back, smiling nervously. I told myself everything was fine, that I had nothing to worry about. Yet, I noticed the way some students glanced at me, the way whispers seemed to follow me down the corridors. I tried to ignore it, but the seed of doubt had been planted. During class, I couldn't focus. Every glance felt scrutinizing. Every whisper seemed pointed at me. I kept replaying the moment I signed the petition, the casual smile, the feeling of trust. How could something so innocent feel suddenly like a trap? My friends tried to distract me, but the worry clung like a shadow, refusing to fade. Later, I saw a flyer posted on the notice board. The petition I had signed. My stomach dropped. It wasn't about student rights or club funding. It was something bigger, something I didn't understand. Panic bubbled in my chest. How had I been so careless? How had I trusted her without a second thought? The campus suddenly felt colder. Its hallways longer. Its corners darker. I confronted her quietly after class. "What is this really about?" I asked. Maya 20th smiled, brushing it off casually. "Don't worry so much," she said. Her confidence was disarming, but the flicker of unease in her eyes betrayed something. I left feeling a mix of relief and suspicion, unable to shake the feeling that I had been played, but unable to prove it. By evening, my anxiety had grown unbearable. I replayed every interaction, every smile, every word. I felt trapped by my own trust, like a marionette I hadn't realized I was holding strings to. And somewhere deep down, I knew this was only the beginning, that the consequences of my blind faith were waiting, hidden, ready to strike. The rumors started quietly. Whispers in the library, passing comments in the cafeteria. I tried to ignore them, but they clung like a shadow. Someone mentioned a petition, Someone else added that the administration had noticed unusual activity. My chest tightened. I realized that my casual signature was no longer harmless. It had become a mark on my record. A chain I couldn't see, but was already locked around me. I tried to speak to friends about it, but their reassurances felt hollow. "It's probably nothing," they said. But I could see it in their eyes. They didn't know the truth. I realized that my mistake was mine alone, and for the first time, fear replaced uncertainty. The petition wasn't just paper anymore. It was a ticking clock, and I was running out of time. I tried to confront Maya again, hoping for clarity, for honesty. But she laughed, brushing it off with ease. Her charm was infuriating. Behind it, though, I glimpsed a flicker of something calculating. I wanted to scream, to demand the truth, but words failed me. I felt trapped in a situation that wasn't mine, ensnared by someone else's deception. The first official email arrived in the evening. Subject: Academic Misconduct Inquiry. My hands shook as I opened it. Every word felt like a hammer striking my chest. My signature on that petition was now evidence. I hadn't realized how much power a piece of paper could have, how one small choice could dismantle everything I thought I controlled. Panic overtook me, and I spent the night pacing, replaying every decision, every smile, every moment I had trusted her. By morning, the campus seemed hostile. Every glance felt accusatory, every corridor a gauntlet. I realized the trust I had once given freely was now a liability, and all around me life moved on, indifferent to the fact that my world had begun to crumble. I was alone in the fallout, and I understood, with chilling clarity, that the storm had only just begun. I was summoned to the dean's office, and the walk there felt surreal. Every step echoed in my chest. Every glance from passing students seemed loaded with judgment. The campus, once familiar and comforting, now felt like a maze designed to trap me. When I reached the heavy wooden doors, I hesitated, realizing I was about to face consequences I hadn't imagined. Inside, the dean's gaze was cold and measured. "Alex," he said, "we need to discuss the petition you signed." My throat went dry. The words hit harder than I expected. It wasn't just about a signature. It was about trust, responsibility, and a breach of rules I hadn't even read. Panic rose in waves as I realized there would be no easy explanation. Maya appeared at the door unexpectedly, clipboard in hand, her presence calm and deliberate. My stomach twisted. She didn't need to speak. Her eyes told me everything. I had been manipulated. But now the evidence was official. The office, the dean, even the walls seemed to close in, sealing me in a reality I couldn't escape. Questions came fast and relentless. "Did you know what this petition entailed? Why did you sign it?" My words faltered. I had trusted blindly, and now every word I tried to form felt hollow, inadequate. Each question was a reminder that my choices had consequences far beyond my understanding. When the meeting ended, the words hung in the air like chains. Suspension pending. Potential expulsion. I walked out, head down, the campus feeling colder, darker. My life, my friends, my routine. All now tinged with uncertainty. One signature, one moment of blind trust, and everything I thought I knew about safety and fairness had shattered. I confronted Maya alone after the meeting, my voice trembling with anger and betrayal. "Why did you do this?" I demanded. Her smile didn't falter. "I told you it was harmless," she said, almost teasingly, but beneath the charm I finally saw the truth. She had manipulated me from the start. Every casual smile, every word of reassurance had been a trap. The weight of my naivety hit me like a tidal wave. The truth spread quickly. Students who had witnessed me signing the petition now whispered openly, the campus buzzing with judgment. Friends I trusted kept their distance, unsure how to react. The isolation was suffocating. I felt the sting of betrayal, not only from Maya, but from everyone who had once felt safe and familiar. My world had shifted, and I had nowhere to hide. Maya's presence became unavoidable. She moved through campus with effortless charm, her clipboard a symbol of my downfall. Every encounter reminded me of the trap I had walked into. I realized she wasn't just a peer. She was a master of manipulation, and I had been a pawn. Rage, sorrow, and regret collided in my chest, leaving me breathless. I tried to explain my side to the administration, but the evidence was clear. My signature was there. The petition had consequences, and my blind trust had made me culpable. I felt the crushing weight of accountability. Even though I had been deceived, it was a bitter lesson. Intention mattered little when actions had tangible outcomes. By nightfall, I sat alone in my dorm, the echoes of betrayal ringing in my head. The campus had become a landscape of judgment, and my trust had been weaponized against me. I realized the magnitude of what I had lost: friends, reputation, and a sense of safety. The storm had passed outwardly, but inside, it raged on. I had been deceived, humiliated, and left to reckon with the irreversible fallout. The campus that had once felt alive now felt like a prison. Everywhere I went, eyes followed me. Whispers trailed behind my every step. The suspension notice burned in my backpack like a scar, a constant reminder that my life on campus was no longer my own. I had been blindsided, betrayed, and now there was no way to undo the damage. The rumors had grown louder. Even friends who had tried to defend me began to distance themselves. Every text left unanswered, every glance avoided, felt like another layer of rejection. I realized that the betrayal wasn't just Maya's. It was the campus itself. The indifference of bystanders, the casual cruelty of social judgment. I was alone. I tried to reach out to the administration one last time, pleading for understanding. But the rules were clear. My signature was proof. My intention irrelevant. The weight of responsibility crashed down on me. I felt the finality of it, the undeniable truth that trust, when misplaced, could destroy everything I had worked for. By midweek, the social isolation had become suffocating. Classrooms felt like arenas, hallways like gauntlets. Every interaction was a reminder of my mistake, my naivety, and the way one signature had changed my world. I felt the crushing weight of guilt and shame, a constant pressure that no sleep or distraction could lift. Night fell, and I sat alone in my dorm, the weight of the expulsion notice pressing against my chest. Maya's image haunted me, her smile etched in my memory. I realized there was no reversing what had happened. No explanations, no apologies, no second chances. I had been deceived, used, and abandoned. Not just by her, but by the fragile trust I had placed in the world around me. Time passed slowly, each day a reminder of what I had lost. Friends, trust, my place on campus, all vanished in a blink. I spent hours replaying every moment, every decision, wondering how a simple act of trust had led to such devastation. It was a painful lesson, but slowly, I began to understand that my naivety had been a choice, and every choice carried weight. I watched Maya from afar, still moving through the campus with effortless charm. Her presence reminded me of the manipulation, but also of resilience. How one could control perception and events. I realized that people like her thrived on blind trust, and that awareness was a kind of armor, even if it came too late for me. I reflected on the administration, on Dean Harper's unwavering authority. Rules mattered, but so did context, trust, and honesty. I understood now that the world wouldn't pause for mistakes or innocence. Life moved on, indifferent to despair, and survival required both caution and wisdom. I sat in my dorm one final time, writing in a journal, trying to process everything. The betrayal, the shame, the loss. They were all part of a story I could no longer ignore. Acceptance didn't erase the pain, but it gave me clarity. I had survived, and that survival, however bruised, became the first step toward reclaiming control over my life. By morning, I walked the campus paths again, not as a victim, but as someone marked by experience. The lessons were hard, and some losses permanent, but I understood the value of vigilance, trust, and self-responsibility. Life had shifted, irrevocably, but I had gained something deeper. The knowledge that even betrayal could be endured, and that even a shattered world could teach its hardest truths.